We can all open our businesses, but I'm not saying that I have the key to you being successful. It really starts with you, right? Your success depends on you. My name is Doyin. I'm a psych nurse practitioner, and I am the founder of the group, this PMHNP Business Owner Makers and Financial Freedom. One thing I have found with my experience is that we can open businesses, right, and not open it the right way. That is ideal. Sometimes we open businesses and it pretty much consumes all of our being. If you know, right, that you want to open up something a little, you have like, I'm not saying that you cannot open your business by yourself. We all can. But what I'm trying to do is help us open what you would consider your own successful business and how that would look like for you. I am trying to help us not just open for example, our businesses, but hopefully open cooperations. I have a bigger vision, and that is where I'm going, right? I believe that I know how to get us there. It's very important because along the journey with opening my business, right, I learned some things. And sometimes, for example, I know I'm a new grad. If you're working in the hospital, you probably already have a profile, right? As a new grad that opened her business, I didn't have a profile. There was nothing like a profile for me that already was established by a hospital. So some things were not done appropriately along the journey. Some of the, credentialing companies that I used at the time, right? And I got this from people that were very experienced, actually. And they didn't know some things, but, and it's not because, they just, sometimes people open businesses, but it's very important you pay attention to the little things, because those little things matter. Those little things can make or break your business. And I've even spoken to people that do credentialing. So they were like, we wonder how come, you could have someone open a business in let's say Utah, right? They're in the same zip code. And we were wondering, how come they're in the same zip code, but one is getting a lot of patients and the other one is not. And I happen to find out how come that is. And, like I said, as life would have it, right? Different paths, right? Different, we are doing the same thing. We are all trying to help everyone open their own successful business. Dr. Linda is doing exactly that, right? And she helped me along the journey, like I said, and also we, share with each other. We all have different ways that we're going to help you accomplish this goal, right? What I'm doing here is I'm doing it my way. Whatever I've learned through my journey, I'm trying to make sure that I pour into you guys so you can go ahead and open up your own successful business. But a lot of things that, like I said, we can use multiple platforms right now. We have Headway, we have Grow. But if you're trying to open something a little bigger, some of those things can affect you. And it would actually be detrimental to your own success. So you have to be very careful. And like I said, there's a lot of things that I'm finding out. And that's why I have the PMHNP Business Owner Makers. I didn't even realize I'll be literally the topic of this, group will be about successful business. But when this open and established and the little things that I've learned, I realized, okay, so this is what makes the difference between opening a business and opening your successful business. Now, that's one. The other thing, and I'm only going to touch upon this briefly, just for in case some people are here that have never, heard me speak. Another thing is that I was coaching someone today, and the conversation was about, okay, let's assume you go ahead and open your business, right? Have you guys ever thought about, number one, I'm sure you see or hear from a lot of people about different platforms that we use that are third parties. And people will say, well, I'm getting a lot of patients. And somebody else will say, well, I'm not getting any patient, right? And that happened to me. I wasn't getting any patient on a certain platform, but someone else was getting. There's a reason why. And I've discovered what the reason is. Another thing that I want you guys to also think about is, okay, assuming you use these third parties to get to where you're going, what happens after let's say you decide to get credentialed. What happens after that? Like, how do you maneuver that portion? You know, there's one thing to have a third party, but how do you maneuver when you actually get credentialed? How does that look like? Have we thought about, because sometimes we're only focusing on right now. We're not focusing on the future part of things. So our decisions in this moment can affect the future of our business. So it's, you know, it can be very cumbersome, right? It can be very cumbersome when you're trying to change things around, when you have, let's say you have a lot of patience. And that's why I say your foundation is very key. That is very, very important. So that's just a little part that I wanted to, brush upon. You know, there is a course coming on how to open your successful business. I do also have my talk show, which is called Rethink Life with Doyin. And there I talk about just life. You know, it's all about changing your mindset to become the success you want to be in whatever industry that may look like for you. Because I've learned that when you are strengthened with your mindset, especially the business is going to strengthen your mindset. Very, very important. You're going to overcome a lot of struggles if you persevere and you rise above. If you don't, and that's what business will train you. It will literally train you to stop freaking out. That's what it does. Let's talk about what are the things that holds us back when it comes to opening our business. As a new graduate, how many states license it is advisable? Well, so what I do here, right? And I've heard someone else say, oh, go ahead and get 9 states. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to do that. If you can get a free state, absolutely, that's always amazing. If your state is very restricted, I would suggest to you, please go ahead and get a free state. Because one thing you don't want to do is you want to put so much money. You don't want to spend so much money trying to open a business. You have to think about the yield, right? What you're going to get back. So it's very important. Like as a new graduate, what I do here is I help you tailor the business to you. What does your life look like? Because I could say, oh, go ahead and do this way, but it may not necessarily be ideal for you. If you, for example, if someone has 4 children and they're the breadwinner, that has to be tailored to you, right? And also, what kind of business do you want to open? Do you just want to open something like, hey, just a little side income, right? Even though it's still a business, or do you want to open something that you're more visible? You're out there. This is more of a generational thing. You must open something that is tailored to you. And that is where the successful business, and I always tell everybody, it starts with you. Literally, there was a post that I posted the other day. It was about Oprah. And she was talking about, like, sometimes you think you know what you want. You think you know the vision. You think, sometimes we're opening or doing things because, hey, my friend is doing it. And, hey, it looks good, right? They're making a lot of money. And that's inspiring. But what I do here is I help you tie it to what you're passionate about. Right? For example, someone else that I was doing a purpose and niche thing with, that was one of the things that I would do with anyone before you start a business. I don't go ahead and give you the criteria. I don't go ahead and give you something that is just like for everyone. Everything is individualized to you. Right? So if you're in a state, right? For example, I'm in New Jersey and I only have New Jersey. That's all I have. And I'm very, very happy that I did that. I know people that have done, and I spoke about this in the last video. I know people that have done, they've done 6 or 7 or 9. And don't get it wrong, you can open, but you have to be very careful. If your foundation is not strong, you can open and get a lot of patience. It's going to get to the point you're going to have to stop. And the person that was kind of slow and steady, they will move past you. So you have to, I want you to be strong. That foundation is very key. If you have multiple states, you may not realize little mistakes or the little things you need to know. Once you master one business, then it's very easy for you to go ahead and replicate that in multiple ways. That is the difference between a mom and pop shop and a franchise. So what I'm doing here is about a bigger picture. It's about opening a corporation, multiple franchise. That's what I'm doing here. So that's when I say, if depending on what your vision is, and it's also about, ensuring that we as providers, like, it's not just about, oh, I open a business. I understand that, the wealth is necessary. Making money is absolutely important. But what I'm doing here is that I'm making sure that when you open your business, you're also fighting a cause, something that is going to bless your life and also bless others. You will stand for something. Your business will stand for something different. That is what I'm doing. I'm doing Rethink Live. The whole purpose of doing Rethink Live with Doyin is about the problem I'm trying to solve in life is hopefully changing our mindset. I'll explain what I mean by that. For me, when I was in school, through my journey, I saw that a lot of people my age were dying, right? We hear so many people committed suicide. And I just felt like, perhaps maybe they didn't understand. And I'm not saying I don't know their full story. I don't know what happened. But from my perspective, I said, maybe they don't understand how life works. Maybe they just needed someone to talk to. That is how Rethink Life came about. I didn't come up with that whole thing, but literally, as life would have it, it led me to that path. So my own problem that I want to solve is about changing your mindset. Business will train you. It will train you. It will train your mindset. And if you do it right, it will strengthen your mindset. And that is, I didn't realize that was going to be the path that I was going to go on. But guess what? As life would have it, that's the path that I'm on. So that's where I stand. And that's why I'm bringing into this area, because I'm bringing that to your business. Somebody else that I did, their assessment with, hers was about breaking, it was about reducing the stigma that we have when it comes to mental health. When we did whatever we did, she's so passionate about that. And that is what she's doing. Another person that I interviewed, her passion, it's related to not just breaking down the stigma, but she also she was talking about the fact that she was a refugee. Right. And, that's one thing she's very passionate about, helping immigrants and African Americans and, Africans in general. That is what she's passionate about. So I want your business not just to be, hey, I open a business and I want to make. Yeah, you'll do that. Don't get it wrong. You will do that. But it's about discovering what it is that you're passionate about and then finding a way to, because that's why we're here. Our patients talk to us about things that they don't tell anyone. We have to be very careful not to be so, hey, I want to make money. I want to make money. If that's the case, we can do it in many ways, right? We can be on OnlyFans. Absolutely. And we can even do some people. I know some psychiatrists, they do that. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying they're doing anything crazy, but you can also, do that if that's what you want, and also touch lives there. But the point is that there are many other things we can do, right? Aside from being psychiatrists. And let's not forget the essence of why we are here and why we are psychiatrists, because the money will come. But don't let the money come and it comes with so much headaches. You don't want money that comes with headache. You want money that comes with ease. And that's what I'm trying to help us out. Another thing I can also add to that is that not knowing what we want, or sometimes we know, right? Sometimes what we want or the life we want, we're afraid to live it. So for example, some people, it could be afraid to fail. Absolutely. Afraid to fail. Somebody, exactly. For me, I remember actually one of the biggest part was the Rethink Life. This is even before I opened the business, right? I was very afraid, especially with social media, that, oh my God, I'm going to go on social media. And you know how they crop a little part of what you say and they run with it. I was afraid that somebody was going to use whatever I said and they're going to literally, as a psychiatrist, right, I have to be very careful. I've heard also on the other side of fear, right, is everything you want. But it's the courage. Something I read this week, number one, environment, right? Our environment, this is the core of doubt. Our environment trumps the will. It's so funny how we think that we're so strong-willed and we can do anything. But crazily, there are many things. It could be financial. I don't have enough money. How do I even get started? What if I fail? I may not make it. I may not have enough money. My children, would they even have enough money to go to, would I be able to take care of my family? It could be, health insurance. My children need health insurance, right? So absolutely, like we're letting our environment trump the wheel. But for some reason, we walk around and we're like, yeah, I'm strong-willed and I have what it takes. Another thing that I also heard is that, right, if you think about all the ideas of why you don't want to do something, it has to do with your environment. Either you see other people being successful, or you think I'm not going to be that, right? You're afraid to even do what you really want to do. Another thing is people will never rise above the opinion of themselves. Why is that? Let's say you have children, they come to you, you tell them, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. But we're afraid to live that. People will never rise above the opinion of themselves. What opinion do you have about yourself? Do you feel, and the thing is that the self-doubt, the fear of failure, all of us, we all have it. We all do. And I will tell you, don't expect, like I remember when I used to talk to Dr. Linda, when I first began, I was like, would I have enough patience? Would I have enough patience? Even though I was having patience, I was afraid. I was like, would it still keep coming? Would I still keep getting patient? And she said, Doyin, don't worry. You're going to be okay. And the thing is that we spoke to each other. She helped me along the way. And we have conversations to empower each other. That's what it's all about. So don't let, even if you have self-doubt, what you need to focus more on is you have to stop putting the wrong programming in your mind. When we look at social media, right? Some people, someone else is doing better than you. Well, you don't know what the experience has been. Another thing for me, I was like, I'm not going to have health insurance. But guess what? When I opened the business, and that's the craziest thing, life will rise up to the occasion for you. You just have to decide you want to do it and just leave everything to life. And every day you want to pay attention, because as you pay attention to your business will tell you what it needs. It will tell you what it needs. I began around April, right? And by July, I opened my practice last year. And by November, I had health insurance. And there is a way. You can absolutely, even if you have children, when you open a business, it's easier for you to go ahead and get that health insurance. And you will probably be able, especially if you're not working, right? Or you're, in transition, we will be able to get, let's say, Medicaid. So because technically your business, you put all the money you've worked, all that money, right? You work at a company, all of that is going to go into your business. So technically you don't have an income. So if you don't have an income, you're at a deficit. So guess what? You will be, because you don't necessarily have an income. You don't have a job, right? Or maybe you're in transition. If you still have a job, then you may have to pay out of pocket for insurance. But if you don't have a job, so there is a paperwork you can sign with Medicaid. There is a paperwork you can sign that you attest and say, I would not be able to make this so much, so and so. Or even if it's not Medicaid, you can say, okay, maybe I'll get private insurance, but I would not be able to make so and so, because in the first year of business, IRS, everybody knows that you're not going to be making a bill. You're not going to be making a lot of money. So use this to your advantage. If you focus on solutions, you will find solutions. You will reach out to the right people. Listen to within yourself. It would guide you. You will find, if you want an answer, you will get the answer. But if you focus only on the problems, you will always see the reason why you can't do it. Whatever it is that you want to do in life, right? Whatever it is that you want to do, I will tell you, just go ahead. Literally, I know it sounds crazy, but you don't have to have the perfect plan. Sometimes some people are waiting for, I have to have everything together. The idea is here, but I have to have everything put together. It has to be orderly. I need to, no. All you need to decide is, I want to start. And it starts with, literally, I was like, okay, life is showing me right? You will get that inkling. There is that something in your mind that is like punching you. For me, it felt like something was punching me in my chest. Before this whole business thing, for me, it was the Rethink Life show. I felt like something was punching me in my heart and was like, let me out. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today if I did not decide to start. I know it's, like I said, what opinion do you have of yourself? Are you ready to rise above that? Write it down. What are your fears? Write those fears down. We are psychiatrists, right? Let's therapy ourselves. What are your fears? Write it down. I am fearful that I would not make it. I am fearful that my children would not have enough. I am fearful that, people will, see me or whatever that is, and I will be inadequate or whatever that is. Write it down. If you were a patient, how would you therapy yourself or therapy that patient? What would you say to them? If there is not a big thing, what is within my immediate control? You don't have to open. You can start with, you know what? I'm available 5 to 7. That's where I'm going to get started. I have colleagues that, you know what, Doyin, I'm available from 5 to 7. And I only want to work 3 hours a day. I like the sunlight. You can start from there. Especially now we have telehealth. You can start from there, but it's very important. Whichever route you go, you want to make sure you open the right business. Open it the right way. People open businesses, and I've seen on different platforms, people open their business and they say, I'm not getting patients. That is why I did a video on 20 psychiatrist sites and stuff like that, because I'm trying to expose. And when society is aware of how to find psychiatrists on different platforms that are out there, then you will be able to get patients. I know sometimes people go into ZocDoc, they do different things. Wherever I'm mentoring, I tell you, hey, don't go ahead and start putting money into many things that is going to, take money away from you. People will never rise above the opinion of themselves. Environment trumps the will. So be careful what you let into your ears. Be careful of the people you have around you. Sometimes your family, it could be things that are generational that is literally limiting you. Because maybe someone always felt like you can never amount to anything, right? One thing I read is said, choose your friends wisely. Sometimes the family is not necessarily a friend. So your family, love on them, but choose your friends wisely. So if you surround yourselves with people that are doing well, there are a lot of people that are doing it, they won't tell you how to get it done. So again, and at least Dr. Linda is there, and I'm also here trying to help you guys. Opening a successful business starts with you. It's all about you and all of who you are. And that's what I help you discover, and I help you bring that out. So, and that is literally what you replicate throughout. So there's a reason why you'll go to a high-end place, right? A shopping place. There's a reason why they make you feel a certain way. And there's a reason why you go to another store and they make you feel a certain way too. There's a reason why you keep going back to a certain place. There's a reason. There's a reason why. This has to do. So you want to go ahead and bring in your attributes of yourself into your business. That's why I'm saying it starts with you. Make strategic moves. Don't go ahead and just spend too much money all at once. Don't be fearful. Patience will come, but you got to make the right moves, because not all moves are right for you, and not all moves are right in this time. Everything steadily. Like I tell you, your business will tell you what it needs, and then you go ahead and do it. So let's not lose or forget the essence of why we're psychiatrists. I'm not saying, that I know it all, but I'm just saying, like, I see different platforms. Just our patients, they need us, and we're here to help them, because they're telling us things that they never tell anyone. They're opening up to us. So let's accept them kindly. Don't let your environment trump the will. Let your will trump the environment. And what opinion do you have of yourself? You want to make sure that you're very careful what you let into your ears and the environment you're in. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you, and have a wonderful night. Take care. Bye. See you soon.